What's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is the Mining Roundtable, episode 19. I'm here with the Hobbyist Miner and a special guest, Hawk Crypto Mining. What's going on, buddy? How are you guys?
Hey.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, good. How about you, Hobbyist? How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Just getting over COVID, so doing good. Recovering from that.
Man.
It's been
At least it
something
wasn't
I don't
bad.
wish upon anybody. No, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was quick for me. I mean, positive on Monday, and now we're Thursday, and I was cutting the grass today, so we're good.
Oh wow!
So I had the fever and the works and all that fun stuff for like 2 days, and that laid me out. But other than that, good. It was painful not to work on like anything. Like, didn't work on any content, didn't work on any rigs, nothing. But yeah, back in action. So things are looking good. What about you, ChumpChange?
Just working, man. Working. I'm actually doing some labor intensive work, cutting some like 4-foot tall grass for one of the towns that are nearby. They just needed help with the apple orchard that's just like was let go basically, and nobody took care of it. So now it's like they gotta cut it, and it's a complete pain in the ass. But let's get to Hawk. Why don't you introduce yourself to people that have never met you before and don't know your story? So yeah, explain yourself. What's going on?
Oh God, where do I start? Well, I'm young, handsome, brilliant.
How much time do we have? Jesus.
Yeah. Size 12, 6'1". No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, guys. No, I'm Mike, Hawk Crypto Mining. It's a pleasure to be here with two of the OGs. I don't know, man. I'm kind of flattered right now. I got to be honest with you.
You should be. You should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, man. I just want to let you know I'm a content creator first, bro. That's it. And then I'm a miner. You know what I mean?
Hey, I just like to let people know where my priorities sit. That's all right.
Oh man, I'm just kidding, bro. Listen, I greatly appreciate it, guys. I started mining about 6 months ago. Well, no, we're in July, right? 7 months ago. So, you know, it's going well. I'm in the warehouse. I transitioned pretty fast. So
you started right at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, bro. I bought my first GPU, like literally, was it like January 16th? I got a 3060.
That's
MSI,
so crazy to me. How many ASICs do you have now? And you have so much stuff like in this massive warehouse. What the hell? You expanded.
And you started in your garage though, right? You didn't start in a warehouse. You started in a garage.
I started in the garage. Yep. I got all this stuff. So I started in the garage. I got up to about 2 gigahash until it was like, okay, I can't do it anymore in the garage. It's just becoming a nuisance. And then I decided like, all right, I'm going to go out, look for a warehouse. I had a little bit of coin to invest. So I did that. And it just grew really fast, man. Like, speaking of the ASICs, Chump, I had 2 S19 110s, 1 Antminer L7, and I still got to reflash that 1 S19 from the other night, man. I finally got the hash board back from Bitmain after like 2 months, and I plugged it in, and just something messed up with the firmware. I got to get that fixed.
Was it used or something? Because like
no, brand new.
Wow.
So the story is when I bought it, it came with the hash board like died within like 5 minutes of plugging it in.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's DOA.
Yeah, dead on arrival. Absolutely. So I called them up, did the RMA. They said, 10-day turnaround. 2 months later, they sent me a new board. Finally, right?
Pissed.
So as you know, we went live. I did the whole thing, changed the fan guards, cleaned it up a little bit, plugged it in. Nothing. I was like, bro, what the heck, man? So I finally got on the dashboard, and I'm looking at it, and it's just got these weird digits and all this stuff around. I'm like, what is this? Like, this just doesn't look right. And I'm just like, oh my God, bro. So now I got to figure out. So I was talking to Yeti and a few others, and Yeti's like, you should just reflash it and see if that helps. So I'm going to do it. I just haven't had a chance. I've been busy as heck, but I'm going to do it as soon as possible. Maybe I'll live stream it again and like do like an update video or something.
It's a shame they don't just like replace it. Like, I understand, like, okay, the hash board looked like it went bad. So that's like fine. But like, if you can't, like, think about it, like, you originally bought that. And at that time, this was January. When did you get that?
Oh, I had this probably March. I bought it.
Okay. So even though that's not that long ago, that's just like a few months ago.
Right.
And unfortunately, you bought it. The market was better than it is now, of course.
Yeah.
And then and then it hasn't worked yet. So you're out that investment, and unfortunately now you're even more out that investment. It's like
Right.
And it's like I would have gone back and be like, listen, if you can't get me a hash board in like two weeks, then like send me a whole new unit and I'll send this piece of garbage back. Like, don't play the game. Like you should. I wouldn't even play the game.
That should have happened anyways. Like, yeah, they absolutely should have just told them to send it back.
Right. So the unit will hash with 2 boards. So it comes. So the S19's got 3 giant hash boards in it. So the one went out. So I took out. So it will hash with 2 boards, and that's what it was doing. It was running at like 85 terahash. So it was running, and then the other 110 was running as well. So, but now, see, here's the thing, man. This is what really made me upset about Bitmain. Is Bitmain doesn't send you, like, if a hash board breaks, they don't send you a brand new one. They send you a refurbished one, and it says that in the black and white writing.
That's messed up.
The stuff that people don't really read.
Right.
They can send you. So I got to go through a company that was based in Rhode Island. Oh my God, bro, I can't talk today. I send them the board. They look at it. They confirm that it's in warranty, and then they send it to Bitmain.
Where's Bitmain located? Like
China.
So then, yeah, that's what I thought.
so it was a company called Great Voyage, and they're great. Don't get me wrong. The service was great. I even got the guy's cell phone number. Like, he was really cool, but he says it's Bitmain's problem. So they have to confirm it, right? And then they send it to China. Once China confirms that it's actually in warranty and all that other stuff, then he'll send me a used one.
Yeah,
that's how they do the RMA.
The issue there from a customer service perspective is that's too many hops.
Awful.
Awful. Like, especially with a brand new unit, it's like, can we see you just bought a unit? Is this the serial number? Bam, get you one sent out. Now, I understand Bitmain's in China, fine. It sounds like they use stateside, like, retailers. Great. But, like, the second you ship yours out, or they should send you one and do, like, a core swap, and then just swap it and you're done. It's like, but now you're just inconveniencing your customer significantly, especially in an industry where, like, every moment counts from profit perspective.
Dude, it's terrible. Like, I hope the board didn't go bad. I got to see if I can flash it. I'm going to try to flash it because I can get on the dashboard, and then, like, it gives me these weird digits. And I don't know if you've ever seen, like, an Antminer dashboard, like when you log into the IP. And all it says is restore or reset. That's it. Doesn't give me any option, doesn't show any info. And I unplugged the board and tried to restart it, and now it still says that. So it's like, dang, man, like, what do I do, bro?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna reflash it.
You should be
how
able
long
to
do you go before they're just like, can't help? You know what I mean? Like, that's the downside. Like, we're in July right now. It's just,
I want half my money back because now this thing is junk.
For real. Or give me a third back, because look at, you got one hash board that would make me a decent amount of money, and it's not, well, now that Bitcoin's down now, well, it's up today, but now that the market is just kind of, low, it's not making as much. Like, dude, after power, it's like $2 a day for a unit that cost me 10 grand. So I'm a little bit more reluctant now to buy another ASIC. I'm really trying to do my research and maybe get something that's a little bit more energy efficient compared to everything else. So
that's a good good little segue into the Antminer E9. So that's supposed to be coming out, right? Is that like the new one or something that's going around? It's supposed to be 2.4 gigahash.
3 gigahash, right?
On ASIC miner value, it says 2.4 gigahashes for a power consumption of 1920. So I don't know. I was seeing 3 gigahash though, so I don't know exactly, but
it says I was seeing 3 gigahash too, bro, when it was on here initially.
That's why it was kind of caught me off guard. I went to ASIC miner value, but what are they trying to charge for this thing? Like 30 grand or something stupid?
I thought I saw, was it 15?
Yeah, 12, 15.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. It says at the Bitmain E9 release date, it was revealed that the miner would cost 17,000. Okay. So, I mean,
the price is crazy to think about it. Like, if you equate that to, hash rate, it's just like crazy to think like that's bigger than a lot of people's farms. Like, just by itself. And the big thing there is the watts. Like, holy cow, really? That many watts, that's it? So, like, take your farm, now put it down under 2,000 watts. It's like, hell yeah. I mean, geez, if it was released at like any other time other than the last 6 months, that thing would have been a home run.
So when was this released? Do you guys know? The release date
Just
on it?
just recently.
Okay.
I think it was recently too, because I've been seeing it here, and it was all speculation. Like nobody even knew. It said coming soon for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't
I don't
typically
know.
follow ASICS, but I mean it seems cool, but like it's an Ethereum miner, right? If I'm not mistaken, why the hell would you want to buy that? Like,
Well,
why?
it
Yeah.
does.
That's like it's
it-
so late in the game. That's my opinion,
I-
but
So it's an interesting topic you bring up there. So more and more, I've been hearing more and more people were like, we're going to continue to get drugged through the mud like this, and Ethereum's proof of stake is going to continue. Like, based off of what I've heard a lot of people saying, like the hard part is like we constantly live month by month now.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, is this strategy, if you're Red Panda mining, you put on your tinfoil hat, conspiracy theories, so like, it's one of those things where it's like, holy cow, are you going to make every decision on investments now based off of, well, it could be next month. Oh, it could be next month. Could be next. Now all of a sudden you're like 2 years in and it still hasn't happened. And that's the really hard part, because it does affect our industry significantly. Especially off of hardware purchases. Like every time we look at this alternative hardware, like mini ASICs or jazz miners or whatever, it's like, oh well, it can only mine till proof of stake. Okay, great, give me that date. I don't have it, but there's still that uncertainty that exists there. So that's where for me, it's like I'm not buying any hardware right now until my shed is up and running entirely. But when I start to look at it, I feel like I can't use proof of stake as a needle anymore. Like it's just, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, what your feelings are on proof of stake, but I feel like it's just another month, another questionability.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's it's living paycheck to paycheck, more or less. That's kind of how it is. Like that's how it feels anyways, because you're really in the dark, and you pull the trigger on something this expensive. You would assume you could run it for a little bit, but I mean they could drop the bomb tomorrow and be like, hey, it's happening next week. And then you're just screwed.
I don't believe anything they say, man. It's just speaking of buying equipment, I'm doubling down. That's my thing. So like right now, I just purchased 1 gigahash from a fellow crypto tuber.
Nice.
I got about $6,000. So I got 5 3080 Founders editions and 7 3070 EVGAs for $6,000. So it was a good price. I couldn't pass it up. It adds a gigahash. So I'm going to do that. And I got the power and my rate is decent. So I'm still profitable. I know a lot of people aren't, but I'm still profitable. So
are you going to focus on ASICs, or are you just going to focus on GPUs? What's your attack?
You know what, man? I here's my attack. My attack is I adapt and adjust as the days go. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
so so let's be honest here. He's just winging it. Like, screw it.
And winging it. It's just what it is. Listen.
Don't put science behind it.
Let's just say it is what it is. Everybody's winging it. Everybody's winging it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I would love to get. I'm still waiting to hear back from Jingle Mining. I would love to get, one of those IPollos, the Wi-Fi one. Was it the gold version 2 or version 1?
Yeah,
like
those are kind of
280
cool,
version or the 103. Right.
Yeah. The 300. It was 305 or something.
There's a gold one that's I thought that was an Ethereum miner though, or is that ETC still?
I think they have a firmware update. Panda mentioned something about a firmware update, I think, that will allow them to do ETC. So, maybe I'll get one of those. I'm looking maybe at a jazz miner. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm just kind of going with it. Like, I look at this like a boxing match. Like, I'm in the first round still. Like, I don't know what the third and fourth round. Maybe I get knocked out. I don't know, But we got 12 long rounds to go. So before I can sit here and say, well, I'm going to buy ASICs, or I'm going to buy GPUs, or I'm not going to do anything, I don't know. Nobody knows. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think anybody knows what they're going to do. I think people are up in the air, and they're going to take a deal, whether it's a GPU or an ASIC. That's just my opinion, not financial advice.
So the gold IPollo V1 Mini does ETH or Ethereum Classic, and it's 300 mega hash. It says.
There you go. Nice.
I'm looking at Belay Mining's website. So Belay Mining and Jingle Mining have them, and I mean they're both good companies. I mean I can vouch for both of them, and it's just I don't know. I see. Is it like much more than the other ones? I gotta look quick, like price wise.
I think the challenge that we as the community kind of deal with these ASICs, which they're awesome. I mean, ChumpChange and I talked about this a while ago, where it was like, where was the jazz miner like a year ago? or more.
Right.
Like when the market was pumping, it was like, holy cow, like that thing crushes it on hash rate versus watts. Like that thing would have been awesome. So now like the market's getting flooded with these. I'd say honestly between like Jingle mining and between IPollo, like there's a lot of these now, like different models, stuff like that, which is cool. But what a lot of people are seeing is like they're kind of a little late to the market with the ETH stuff because everybody's so skeptical. And then on the flip side, on the memory size.
Right.
So everybody is like, like this, like I forget which one it was, could only mine ETH for like till August. And it was like, wait.
Yeah.
Like
this was it the 6? It was the 6 gigabyte, right?
So the one I just did on the review on or whatever from Belay Mining, they are good until April 2024 in the calculator when I did the math with the amount of VRAM it has. And it's kind of it is a shame that they don't have enough VRAM to be able to run a lot further than that. Like it should.
You said April.
Is it April?
I thought there was another one that literally like
April.
only has 2 months left in it. Not even like a month left in it or something. Like it was for ETH, but then it could mine Ethereum Classic. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think
it might have been like the 185, the one that Panda had on his stream. There was like one that was 185. It might have been that one because I think he did mention, because that's when he mentioned the firmware. So it might be one of the older versions. So
but it's just like all these companies, like great ideas, but they're like a year late to the market.
Right. They would have friggin' sold hotcakes.
What are you doing with the memory? It's like I don't get this whole memory deal. Like memory's cheap. So like I remember reaching out to Jingle Mining about the X41U and saying like, hey, the memory is a little low. Like I'd like to, where can I buy? Can you give me the stats on the memory? I'd like to swap it out. And they're like, oh no, you can't swap out the memory. Like it's not like a normal board, like a computer board where you can. I was like, it's like, well, what the hell? Like, why did you sell this thing with such small memory? Like it's like the biggest oversight I'm seeing with these companies.
Right. It seems like it's almost criminal, right? Because it's obviously strategic. They're doing it on purpose. They're putting so much in it to get you by for so long so they could sell you another unit in a couple of years. I mean, that's how businesses work. I totally understand it, but it's a shame that you can't swap it.
Is it called Apple?
Apple,
Right. It's
slow
crazy.
your iPhone down. Here's my tinfoil hat. We're gonna slow your iPhone down so you can get the next one.
Right.
There was actually, not to get off subject here, Chump, at all, but just a side note, there was a lawsuit or a fine or something.
And they paid it.
And they paid it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it was the batteries or something were dying, right? Or some crap.
Okay. We're talking about the biggest tech company in the world. Can't design a battery that lasts more than 10 minutes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See you soon. Thanks for coming out. Thank you.
The gold IPollo, I just wanted to bring up a point of this, right? So on Belay Mining, I'm just looking at the sale they have going on. So they have $11.99 for the 280 mega hash on ETC. And the 300 on ETC is $2,600, which is, it's significantly different. And like, not financial advice, but anybody listening to this, if you're wondering or you think you should buy one of these, this is my opinion, don't spend an extra $1,400 to be able to mine Ethereum for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not worth that extra money. Like, and it's 20
are you gonna make that back?
It's I don't know.
Are any of you guys mining Ethereum Classic right now in any capacity?
No, I'm not right now. No.
So I am with the with that excuse me, the IPollo V1 Mini I am using that I did get from Belay Mining for that review video that I did. I'll leave a link above if anybody's listening and they want to check it out. But I like it. I mean, it's completely running off solar during the day. At night, it's being fed with the grid power until I get new batteries. And it's just, man, it's brutal. The smirk. I know. This guy, for anybody that doesn't know, he's starting some BS.
Don't turn Chump's farm on, bro.
Save your money.
Over a grand. We got over a grand,
your money.
Bro.
You don't need to give me your money. But he started some BS and he's sending me solar panels. You're a pain in the ass.
You know what I would do, Chump Change, on those solar panels on the mount pole. I would have a picture of Hawk's head cut out and mount it to the pole.
Oh, it's gonna be extra fancy. It's gonna be extra fancy. People are gonna be like, "What the hell is this dude?" Like, I'll just put running for president underneath his head.
No, dude. So he's got 4 on the way right now, and then I got another The wallet.
Jesus.
Let me see what I got in the wallet right now. I think it's like 600,
don't
700
even
bucks.
check. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you to donate it to like St. Jude or something because I don't want it.
Nice. That's
We're
good.
gonna buy the
You're insane.
batteries. We're gonna buy the
Dude.
batteries. So we're gonna get the batteries in. Bro,
Cut it
Chump's
out.
farm is gonna
Cut
be
it out.
on in 2022, bro.
All right. Well,
Solar
off
power.
that subject.
You ever have you
Power.
So yeah, I was asking about Ethereum Classic because right now I actually have, so my Jazz Miner is actually on Ethereum Classic. So I have my Jazz Miner on Ethereum Classic. I have my IPollo V1 Mini, which is the 103, which I love that thing. I mean, it's like 100, like it,
Right.
100 watts for 103 is awesome. And then I also have 12 RX 470s, those original ones that I started my channel with. Those are still kicking in an OCTOMINER. All those, so I have all of those on Ethereum Classic.
So why do you have the Jazz Miner on Ethereum Classic?
Sure. So I put the Jazz Miner on Ethereum Classic because I want to build my wallet out on Ethereum Classic right now. So it's like I want to have some of my farm. So that's kind of my goal. It's like I could do it later, but right now is kind of a good time, you know, before the speculation of, all right, you know, after Ethereum goes proof of stake, whenever that is, we're talking about, a lot of hash rate's going to shift, you know? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I've gone back and forth, but I think at this point now, because I moved a lot of my rigs back to Ethereum after the difficulty, and it's doing Ethereum to BTC. I actually don't have anything cashing out in Ethereum right now, but I am getting Bitcoin on those. So I just want to, you know, kind of build up that wallet a little bit more. I mean, the nice thing is between those three rigs, I'm still getting like 1 Ethereum every 2 days or 3 days or something like that minimal. So it's like, all right, cool. You know, still having it, or Ethereum Classic, sorry.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm still getting a decent amount there, and that's just kind of where my head's at.
Right.
I did hear. Now yours is on Ethereum, right?
Right.
Did you see your hash rate drop more recently because of the memory size?
That's a good question because I was wondering that actually. I was going to bring it up in a video that I'm going to do. So I have to do the 1 month profitability on the unit because I have it just going to a separate wallet, and I want to see obviously how much it's going to make. But I went and checked on it last week, and I was like,
is that 300 now or 350
I'm like,
or
why
something?
is this so low? I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it would just like
it's the DAG file size. It's the DAG file size for Ethereum. So that's another downside where people are really upset because they're like, wait, what's going on? Well, the DAG file, and I think that's maybe what I was thinking. That DAG file size has grown with Ethereum, and now that memory is, you know, so that's the challenge. It almost is getting to a point where something that is less than a year old now all of a sudden is like not performing as well as it was. Which is crazy.
So my average was 574 mega hash, and now it's at 508.
Oh, look at this, man. Yep.
What is that, dude? Talk.
You're showing the wallet. There you go. 600. Heck yeah.
There you go,
bro.
Oh
my God. Nice.
Yeah, you gotta hold it and wait for everything to go back up, and then cash it out and buy a bunch.
There you go. There you go.
Right. Well, I can't believe it. We had a little bit of a pump, a little bit on Ethereum today, which was nice.
Nice.
Bitcoin too, almost at 22. A little nice, a little better than going down.
I honestly haven't looked at the market much. That's
it's not worth looking at it. Let's be honest here.
It's always depressing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna not
unless
look
you're
at
buying
it.
Unless you're buying and selling, it's not worth looking at every day. I used to a lot, but now it's like it's nowhere where we wanted it to be.
And that's kind of like I just want to bring this up for people that might not know the hobbyist. I mean, I'm sure you guys do, but his situation's a little different when it comes to mining. He's not selling every month to pay his electric bill. It's you know what I mean? So being able to mine Ethereum Classic to get that bag to hold for, you know, the future in case something happens. I mean, he's in a good situation to do that. So don't put yourself in that situation if you can't afford the electric bill, if that makes sense. That's just kind of my opinion. But
yeah, a lot of people have the mindset of like, what's profitable right now? And that it's a really hard pill to swallow regarding like, okay, you go to crypto mine, but then you're not looking at profitability numbers because you're like, all right, the market sucks right now. I'm not selling anything. But some people need to cash out for operational cost, which is totally understandable. I mean, I hope I don't have to get to that point, but we'll have to see based off of the direction my electric rate goes here. I got August 24th coming quick, so we'll see what happens.
Oh man, yeah, your bill goes up. You're telling us that I think the last episode. It's insane. Hawk, what do you have to sell every? So do you sell every month, or are you a holder and then try to front the bill? Like, what do you do?
Oh man. Like I said, boxing match, right? It just goes, I deal with the punches. So like my electric bill has actually gone up now a little bit more. So I'm gonna probably have to liquidate a little bit more. So I sell probably 80%.
Okay.
Really?
Of
Okay.
everything. Yeah, because like in this process of growing, you know what I mean? And this is why I want to become a little bit more on the efficient side. In this process of growing, the more that I grow, the higher the bill. So it's like,
Right.
Am I above water between profit and electricity? Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, full disclosure, like I probably only like net maybe $1,200 a month after everything. If I'm lucky,
Right.
Okay. And that's only because I rented out this room and I also use this warehouse for storage for the family business. So half comes out of that. So
Nice. Smart.
you know what I mean? Like if I was full on, I'd be in the red all day. So my situation's a little different. But yeah, I do sell the majority of it. I try to hold as long as I can. Like I'm trying to hold all the Bitcoin. I'm trying to hold the Litecoin.
Smart.
I make a lot of money selling Doge and Ethereum. Like
Really?
those are my breadwinners. Oh my God, the L7 probably does
so much Doge. Yeah.
The
What's the
Doge
hash rate
is
on that?
crazy.
How much do you
9,500.
Wow.
So how much Doge do you make? Like, do you get paid out daily or?
9,500.
I get paid out daily.
That's
so what I can
insane.
do, let me see. So yeah, about right.
9,500. And think of like your mini Doge miners, and then like this thing with 9,500. Like how many of those? Jeez.
But
that's insane.
So I'm looking at it right now because it does fluctuate. So right now at my let me put what I pay in electricity here. Hold on.
Up here.
So right now it's about $30 a day. $30 a day
in Doge?
On the L7. No, on the L7. Out of that, I would say probably $17, $18 are Doge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
It pays, and it gets there quickly. Like it gets there quickly.
That's
so
insane.
The L7 is actually, I gotta be honest, man. Like I should sell these two S19s and just get another L7 because it makes money and it's versatile too. Like I can switch it to over what's this over 10 different coins.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. So the mini Doge Pro that I have, so I have a Pro.
Yeah.
And then I have a handful of the regular minis, but the Pro does only 205 mega hash. So like that L7, man,
yeah, mine's like
like
185 or something, I think.
Yeah, I think it's smart. I think it's smart that you're holding your Litecoin.
Yes.
I have this. I mean, I'm theorizing. I don't know anything. Like nobody does. Let's be honest here. But theorizing that as the bear market continues, and anyone who thinks we're not in a bear market, I think you're crazy. But as that continues, I think a lot of people have said too that a lot of these coins are going to start to go away. Like they don't last. So it's like, all right, cool. So the Doge, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it has enough mainstream media support, social media support behind it. But I think the Litecoin one is a smart one because it kind of has, I don't want to say stands the test of time, but it's one of the older coins out there. It has its ebb and flows on profitability and everything like that. And so it's like, great, hold that sucker. I mean, if there's a chance that anywhere in the next few years goes back to where it was at 200 plus, whatever, that would be awesome. So that's a smart move.
I think Litecoin is so underrated, man. Like the fees are low. Like, why aren't more people, more companies, more entities using Litecoin is beyond me. Is beyond me. Like, it's just like, I think Litecoin, honestly, and guys, again, not financial advice to the viewers, but I really do think Litecoin is the sleeping giant. I really do. And I'm holding all my Litecoin because, guys, Litecoin peaked at $450.
It's low now.
$450. Yeah, it's $50 now. But it peaked like around $450, $460. I remember being in my police car, like, oh, cool, I bought some Litecoin. I bought it like at like 150, and then it went up, and then I sold it like an idiot, and all that stuff, and whatever. But
everybody has a story like that. Let's be honest here.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And I'm looking at it, and now I used to be on Simple Mining, right? And I moved from Simple Mining to Hive only because of the OCTOMINERs and the integration, right?
Yep.
So, but they were taking payments in Litecoin, and that's all they took payments in. And I'm like, and I looked at the fees the first time I did it, I actually paid something with Litecoin. I looked at the fees and I'm like, oh my God, is this a mistake? Like, why are there so many zeros in front of the decimal point? Like,
this is awesome.
the
100%.
fees are nothing compared to like Bitcoin and all the other stuff. Now, I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I think Bitcoin is the gold standard of cryptocurrency, so to speak. However, I think Litecoin is just going to be that silver dollar, man.
That's what I was
really
say.
do.
So when I first got into crypto,
man.
I used to stack, or I still have silver and gold. Like I used to literally stack bullion, just like coins and
oh really? Okay.
Bars. So I have a whole bunch of it. But that's what I was into before crypto, and that's actually how I found out about crypto. It was some guy that I used to watch on
precious
YouTube.
metals. Nice.
Yeah, I used to watch this dude that would talk about like silver and just some like other stuff. And he mentioned Bitcoin. I was like, the hell's that? So like that's how I went down the rabbit hole and got lost. And he actually did say that when he was like, Bitcoin is basically the gold in cryptocurrency and Litecoin's like the silver. But Ethereum was never mentioned. So it was kind of weird to me to think like 1 and 2 weren't in the silver and gold thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it was kind of interesting when I found Ethereum and stuff. And I don't know, it was just a lot. But yeah, Litecoin is definitely underrated. I mean, at least in my opinion.
I think it's just like use case too. Like Litecoin doesn't really have a lot of, not to my knowledge, I could be wrong, and please educate me if I'm wrong. It doesn't have as much usage as like Ethereum. Like I think Ethereum kind of like walked in and shoved Litecoin out of the way and said, I'm standing here, you're over there. Like, and I think that's what really happened, because Ethereum at one point was significantly lower than Litecoin, and Litecoin and Bitcoin were like man. And Ethereum was like here. And then Ethereum says, oh, you can build on our network and all that stuff. And then, and it just shoves one of them out of the way. You're not going to shove the OG. You're going to shove the other guy. Right. So, and I think, hopefully I'm praying for it. If and when Ethereum devs decide to stop playing Call of Duty and actually go proof of stake, I think that we're going to see a rise in Litecoin, not only for payments, but I don't know. I don't know much about Litecoin. I like it. I just don't know much about it. I don't know if you can build anything on top of their network. I don't know. I don't know if that's even possible. But if you can, I think Litecoin's going to be huge. And I think if you can't, then the devs over there, they should change some stuff up and make it work. That's just my opinion.
So I was looking, jumping back, I was looking at the E9 on ASIC miner value as you had me go down a rabbit hole. And I'm looking at 15 cents per kilowatt hour. Trying to be a little bit more realistic on what general populace would pay. Still says $41.77 a day on that, and that's in the current state of Ethereum.
Holy hell!
Take that and times that by 3. Maybe let's say you're making over $120 a day. That's insane. Like that's now you're talking to that's a lot. So I think.
It's at 2400 mega hash. And what is it, 1900 watts?
1920.
1920. I just want to see what it'll do on Ethereum Classic at my rate. Let me see.
Sure.
So now can that do Ethereum Classic? I assume they just do firmware updates.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's not bad. It's $25 a day on Ethereum Classic profit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were to take that and times it by let's say it's up 3 times and we're in a better market than where we are, you're at say $75 a day. That's pretty damn good. I mean, if you got to think about that. You're taking that 75 times 30 to think like, all right, what am I making a month? That's $22.50. So your ROI, everyone talks about break even and ROI. It's not bad.
Yeah, right. That's kind of impressive. They're just so expensive though. Like it's just,
it's a huge investment for a down market,
and just that, and again the unknowingness of the Ethereum. It's just so scary. I mean, at least you have Ethereum Classic. That's cool. It's not going to turn into a doorstop.
What I've been seeing? I've been seeing a lot of this Ubique coin come up recently, and
what is it?
I don't know. Have you ever heard of it? UBIQ.
Is Ubique? I think Ubique's on the ETH hash algo.
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's why you're seeing it kind of penciled everywhere now, because it's like, hey, here's an alternative. Because even when Ethereum goes away, you still have something. I think there's 18 or 19 most other ETH hash coins out there that are out. I remember when I got the Jazz Miner, I was looking at it and they were like, well, when Ethereum goes away, there's still 18 other items that you can do off of ETH hash if you wanted to. But at the end of the day, we're all looking at profitability, and it's like, all right, tell me where we're at with that.
Interesting. I never even heard of it.
I'm gonna
Never heard of it.
I'm gonna look more into the project and maybe do a video on it because
Nice.
I'm starting to see it everywhere. Like everybody, a few people were mentioning it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta check this out. So
Yeah, do it. Absolutely. Because I have not heard about it until right now. So, I mean, I've just been crazy with work lately. I haven't had a chance to
So
look at stuff.
ChumpChange, what do you have coming down the pipeline here for your farm? What do you got in the works?
So I actually got those 5 OCTOMINERs in, which is cool. I haven't dug into them yet or done a video, but I do have to get those opened up. I gotta check them out, see if there's any dings and stuff. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, nothing's
So
busted.
those are actually OCTOMINERs, not miner dudes.
Yeah, so I got the OCTOMINER X12s, X12 Ultra
Nice.
Plus or whatever. But yeah, they're gonna be nice. I'll actually be able to get rid of all the open air frames inside that crypto mining trailer. And then I gotta just take everything apart, clean up the pollen because I didn't have any filters in there. Just had a really small, fine screen, and it's still unbelievable how much freaking pollen comes in. So I have to
I'm scared.
recut. I have to recut the hole. I gotta friggin' put some filters in, and I gotta get things situated. But I want to clean up the entire inside of the trailer. I'm thinking about painting the floor and possibly like redoing the walls, just because it's like from like when I had the plumbing racks in there holding all my fittings and stuff. I cut notches in certain parts of the plywood to like mount the shelves to the wall, and now it's all gone. You can just see like little gaps of random pieces of Luan missing, so it bothers the crap out of me. But yeah, that's gonna be coming up in the next week or probably this weekend. Actually, I got to dive into some stuff now. That's not a holiday. But yeah. What about you? What do you got? You just got the shed, right?
Yeah, so you had heard a little bit about my recent drama on my shed. So on a positive note, I installed my intake and my exhaust, which huge shout out to ChumpChange on the Gable vents. Those were a huge home run. I'll have a video out next week, but the one side of the shed is 9 Gable vents. So it turned out awesome. And then the opposite side, I had a more handyman type of guy who's helped me out with some projects around the house. I was like, hey, come help me out here because it's going to take me a week. He's like my ChumpChange. Like, he's like, nope, I got it. I can do anything.
That's
so
awesome.
Get yourself a ChumpChange.
Everybody needs a pocket ChumpChange. All right.
That's it.
Yeah, so when you see some of the stuff, it turned out really well. I don't know if I sent pictures to you, ChumpChange, at all, but the exhaust too turned out awesome. It all looks really, really good. I was gonna have my electrician out tomorrow, and we were gonna actually wire the inside of it up, all the outlets, do the plugs, everything. But I told him let's bump it a week with me, under a week still with COVID. I was like, I don't want to be working close with you.
Right.
So we did that. But my drama was I got an email from the zoning officer in my township. And ChumpChange knows about this. Him and I went back and forth on it. So it was very vague. This was the guy that gave me my permit for my shed, and he was really cool to work with. Like, he literally walked out while the shed was getting installed because I told him, and he just hands me a piece of paper and walks away. He's like, "You're good. It's a shed." All right, cool. Like, there was no like inspection or anything.
Right.
So he emailed me. His name was Matt. He emailed me, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I got an email." And it was like concern of business or possible business at property. And the email literally was just like, hey, wanted to check in with you. This was kind of weird. I got a random email from someone asking if you were running a business out of your property and if you had the right permits for it. And I was like, so there's a lot of things I was starting to think about with it. So like I was talking with Chump and a few other people. I didn't want to like unveil and like reveal anything. I didn't want to say anything about crypto or technology or mining or anything or my shed because I really didn't know what it entailed. Like, where was this going?
They're
so I
talking
didn't want
about
to
your
assume
house
anything.
and they're talking about the shed.
Yeah, like, what are we talking about here? So I went back to him and was just like, hey, that's really weird. All right, so it was like, my first response was, let's get a little sympathy out of him. So I was like, hey, I currently have COVID. I'm going to be laid out for the next few days, but I'll give you a call when I'm done, when I'm recovered. I said, but in the meantime, can you give me more details? I wanted him to reveal his cards. Right. So he got back to me and he just said, he's like, I really don't have anything. The email address bounces back and the phone number is a disconnect. He's like, there's nothing here. Like, I don't know. This person didn't leave any information at all. So they wanted to be entirely anonymous and just kind of drop in that like random tip. And he's like, all they said was if you had permits for a business running out of your home. And he's like, are you running? He's like, he even said to me, he's like, I just want to check if you have a business so I can make sure you have the right permits. And I
DYA.
Yeah, and so I went back and I got back to him and I said, "Listen, I'm as confused as you are. I'm like, I'm not running a business out of my home." Like, and I even said that. I was just like, you know, I didn't bring up the shed, I didn't bring up tech, mining, none of that. I was like, if anybody asks, I'm like, this is my hobby. Like, it's a passionate hobby, but this is a hobby. Because in reality, like,
it's not a storefront.
And I read. Yep, I read some stuff on the township site, and they're concerned about like running a retail store, servicing people, things like that. That's not the case. Everything I'm doing is legitimate in that regard. Where it comes into question is like all the electric that's been run and all this stuff. Who knows? But none of that came up. So I just got back to him and told him like, hey, I have UPS and FedEx pull in my driveway a lot and drop off packages and stuff. My wife helps with the charity. Like maybe that's, you know, we're getting a lot of those packages. Now that was legitimate, it wasn't fake, but there's a little more sympathy there. So I was like, and so he got back to me. He's like, all right. He's like, if I hear anything else, I'll let you know. You're good to go. That was it.
That's so I was like, crazy though.
I dodged a bullet, but that means like somebody like intentionally reached out to them to be like
miserable people, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
That's
so something I thought about, Chump, was actually doing like a 6-foot fence around that shed to help. And I'm like, does that help with sound? Does that help with visibility? Like that kind of would help and dampen a little bit of sound, I would think.
So one of the things you may not know about me before I was a miner was I was an audio engineer and a police officer. So I went to audio engineering school down in Miami. If you're going to soundproof that, we can talk and I'll show you little tricks that are not expensive so you can dampen the sound from inside the shed.
Yeah, that's on my list. I don't want to do any dampening until I get stuff in there and then start to like test out thresholds to be like, all right, this, you know, because like a good example is the like the ASIC. The ASIC's only loud because of the fans. When you take the fans off of an ASIC, it's silent. So the way I have that designed up where it has its own intake exhaust, I'm actually going to be taking off the fans on the front of my ASICs in this soundproofing box and all this types of stuff. So I'm not as concerned about the ASIC. The OCTOMINERs, I'm probably going to take those fans and just bring them down hardcore to like 20%. Because like that's the loudest part of your OCTOMINER is just fans, you know. So so we'll see. But that's why I was curious. Like, do I put a fence, like, or even an L fence around it to hide it a little bit, and then also
from, like,
to
corner of your house straight out.
Yep, exactly. From the corner of my house straight out, and then make a left. You know, and do I do it on the other side? The nice thing is like, you know, so I just have some options and some things to think about. So that's kind of been my drama the last week or so, where it's just like, like I just want to get the shed moving, but this would be a huge like stopping point if all of a sudden I had to deal with something like this.
Yeah, that's weird. It's very weird that someone would just like randomly call. I mean, because you only have that one guy next to you, right? And I'm assuming
and then my other neighbor,
I
have another neighbor on the other side of my house, but the other side of my house I actually have a big lot that I just got legal ownership of. It actually was supposed to be a street, and my neighbor and I, the street never went through 10 years ago, and we finally hired an attorney, got legal ownership of it, and then there's somebody on the other side of that lot. So the closest house is 2 lots the other way, and then the guy next to me. So I don't know. I mean, I want to hope it's not the guy next to me, but at the same time, I'm like, this is an older, retired, grumpy old man who probably is like, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah, right. He doesn't like to look at it. They have nothing better to do. You know what I mean? Drinking a coffee, reading the paper. It's just, you got to put their nose in everything, unfortunately. But
when I was, you know, it's funny because when I was a cop, we used to have like, obviously you'd have crimes in residential areas like HOAs and stuff like that. So we used to have people walk up like right at the yellow tape, and they would be like, so, officer, excuse me, I'm the HOA president here, and I like to know what's going on. I said, step back from the line. He goes,
so nosy neighbors.
He goes, I have the right to know what's going on. I said, no, you don't. You don't have a right to know anything. I said, and if you step into my crime scene, you're gonna have I'm gonna give you a one-way ticket to the county jail. He goes, you can't speak to me like that. I said, okay, come on in. He walked right in, and guess what happened?
Well, they crossed the lines there for a reason.
And I mess with them too. They asked what happened. I say shark attack.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't like those people, man. Those neighborhood, you know, those neighborhood people, man. Go mind your business.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I need to see how loud it's going to be, and that's going to be the big one. So it's going to be like testing it out. I mean, like I did power up all the exhaust fans, and I put them on like 3 out of 10 with the AC Infinities, and they were a hum that you could hear nearby, but nothing crazy. Like, yeah, it's going to be a little hum, but it's not going to like disturb the peace. But like, I'm concerned of like I do any sound, and this guy out on his deck is just like throwing a fit on it. So it's like, so I've started to think about some backup plans on like what options I have. Do I need to move it? Stuff like that.
See, the fence thing is
with that
is a little it's kind of hairy, only because it seems like you're hiding something, putting up a fence. I mean,
you can put outdoor.
You know what I mean?
So we used to soundproof like construction sites, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because they have ordinances in the cities. So there's a way to do it. Now, inside your mining shed, one thing that's very cheap, that's not going to take up any space is if you just go ahead and plug the 90-degree angles in the corners, you're gonna lower that reverberation down a lot. You know, maybe like 30 or 40%, depending on the room. Now, your deck, Hobbyist, is it grass and then built on top? Like there's a space between the grass and the shed? Or is it just built right on is the floor built just over the grass part area? I don't know.
No, you're cool. It actually has a there's four giant pavers, so in each corner, and then it's all gravel underneath of it, and the deck is just sitting on top of the pavers. And then
so you're off the ground.
It's up off with a 4x4, right?
Okay. So in the purpose of sound dampening, like we build recording studios, we always build the recording studios at least 6 inches off the ground and that's for sound. What are you using for a floor inside your in your shed?
Whatever's in there now. I'm looking at options on things to do. I like ChumpChange's option. Yeah, so excuse me, it's wood now. But I have lots of alternatives. ChumpChange recommended like what was that? The Rhino cover of the truck bed liner. It's like that rubber material. Yeah.
So rubber is good. Wood is good for sound dampening. When you start getting into like hard plastics and metals, you're gonna have a lot of sound reverberation. So like I said, when you cross that bridge, let me know, and I can kind of help you draw it up and show you what you need to do in there. And you might not hear very, very little from the outside. Very little from the outside.
Yeah, that's what I have to see. That's why I'm like, I don't want to make drastic changes just yet and just kind of tiptoe into it. It's like, all right, cool. You know, put a little bit of this in there, put a little bit of this in there. So we'll kind of see where it goes and get things up and running. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Today was the first day where I was like, I am done with having mining rigs in my house. Like, it sucks. I'm done. Like,
well, you've been living in the basement too for the past week, so it doesn't really help.
No, I'm still gonna do it because I didn't think through this. Let's be honest here. Like, I didn't think through this. I mean, the side of my house did. The side of my house has all these vents in it now. I'm like, what the hell do I do with this now? So like,
dude, crazy.
The nice thing is that room will be phenomenal in the winter because I can suck in cold air, and that's just an isolated room. So like, that's clutch. That'll work out fine. But it's like summer and spring.
Well, they think you'll run in a laundromat. That's why you get all those freaking dryer vents.
Someday I'm gonna have to pay someone to repair all of that shit, and it's gonna cost me a fortune. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god, it's gonna be awful. Yeah, it's terrible. The peak on your shed, right? That's going like the high point is into your yard, right? Like facing in. Yeah,
correct. And that's the direction of the exhaust.
Right.
Yep.
So that's the exhaust really the only thing that's gonna make noise. So
yeah, that's where all the sound comes from. Yeah, and the same thing with the ASIC. Like the ASIC's gonna have its own self-contained intake and exhaust system.
Yeah,
it's not even going to touch inside the shed. So the exhaust is going to go out, and the exhaust is actually the hooded type that points down. So it's literally pointing down to the ground, which will be nice.
That's cool.
So you obviously saw my setup, right? The 3 giant fans. Yeah. When I'm outside, if I turn those fans off, you hear very, very little inside. So like Chump said, the fans are going to be probably your loudest thing, probably over the ASICs, because I got 2 of them running right now. Yeah. And even if I'm outside, you hear very, very little of the ASICs, more of all those fans. So they kind of mask that sound a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to do some tests with like a decibel meter, just have some fun with it, like see where it's at. And my plan is, if this ends up being like a fight with sound and more with my neighbor or people reporting things, then my dad owns a company business about 2 hours away, and I'm just gonna unfortunately have to pay for it, but have the shed picked up, truck flatbedded out there, dropped off there and wire it into his company there. The benefit is if I did that and I expand, I can always do another shed. But now this one's like, it's good. I mean, this one's ready to go. It's got electric run to it. It's got intakes ready to go. It's got exhaust ready to go. I mean, it turned out good. Yeah, oh, definitely. But I would rather continue mining than not at all and be like, well, here's a shed, you know, quite a few bucks, and now I can't even use it, which would suck.
Right. Yeah, that would be absolutely terrible. Well, let me ask you guys, just like altcoins, right? Other than Ethereum Classic and I don't know, just anything else you can think on the top of your head, like what if Ethereum Classic wasn't available? What's the next one besides, I mean, we know Flux, right? Flux is there, but is there anything else that you guys are interested in any way or even thought about? I guess let's start with Hawk. Let's see what you got.
Ergo. Yes. Now, I think Ergo is going to be, man, like there's so many good projects too. Like when you look at all these altcoins like Flux, Ergo, Ethereum Classic, and a lot of these upcoming ones, it's like, man, like who's going to take the cake, man? Like, I'm so curious to know who's going to be on top. And I'm going to tell you something, man. After really doing some research into Ergo, I'm a fan. Yeah. Like, I'm going to get an Ergo shirt. Like, I'm a fan.
Whoa.
Like,
that is, that marks it. When the man gets a shirt.
That's it. I'm a fan, dude. I have a Flux shirt. I'm a fan. I like Ergo. I think Ergo, the network that they're building, is going to be a rival to Ethereum. And they just, you know, they got to get it going. You know, they got to get more projects under their belt and all that stuff. But man, I really like what I'm seeing from Ergo, man. I really do. I think it's going to bring some competition to Flux, man. I really do.
So
don't sleep on Ergo.
Ergo, are they tied to Cardano? Are they like a... Why am I thinking that? They shared a wallet, or something?
They're supposed to be releasing I believe, don't quote me on this, I think we're doing a video. They're releasing a NFT project together, I think. I think they are.
Because they used to be the only two available on that Yori wallet or whatever it was, that browser extension wallet.
Yeah.
And I think it was Cardano and Ergo, and I never understood if there was a connection with the two. I mean, Hobbyist, do you know? I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think there is entirely, but I could be wrong in that regard.
All right.
So right here it says in 2020, Ergo announced that it was partnering with Cardano on a decentralized finance project. Ergo is also the first blockchain to adopt smart contract language using the same model as Cardano.
Oh,
so
okay.
Just use that.
It looks like there's a little bit of, you know, like the cousins or something.
Right.
So it says Ergo, this is May 26th of this year, cryptoslate.com says Ergo Dex prepares for imminent launch on Cardano. That was May 26th. So it looks like I know they were releasing some NFTs and stuff together. They had an NFT project they were working on. I did hear that, but it looks like they're merging a little bit with their team. I think they're bringing their stuff together. I don't know if they're merging the project or they're just one supporting the other.
There's a lot of projects out there that are coins out there that are starting to do projects with other ones, kind of cross-pollinate stuff like that.
That's smart.
Working off of other people's things. Yeah, I mean, I think Ergo is definitely a really good one. I mean, it kind of checks a lot of boxes for us miners for proof of work.
Right.
Especially if Ergo can return back to, like, you know, some of its higher value for us miners.
So it looks like from the Ergo Dex Twitter, it says, we have been running our Cardano testnet for around 2 weeks at this point. We are now getting stable results with swaps, adding and removing liquidity on a number of wallets. From here on out, our goal is to optimize the performance of Ergo Dex and fix any issues that may occur. So I think they're doing a decentralized, Ergo's doing a decentralized exchange, and I think Cardano is probably going to be like maybe one of the bigger ones. I don't know. I have to read more into it and see exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ergo is a good option. I mean, it's I have quite a few rigs on it right now, just trying to build those. Yeah, I have 3 or 4, I think, that are just on Ergo alone. Just building that Ergo wallet. My goal was to try to get, 5 Ergo every day, based off of it, just to continue building that up. Because it's like taking a look at Ergo, you know, it has that price possibility based on where it was.
It's worth more than Cardano right now.
Yeah, so it's
Is
just
it?
kind of one of
Crazy.
those like, all right, cool, you know, and Ergo's going to be coming to Zelcore, so that'll be nice to kind of have it in a more mainstream
That's
wallet
right.
in that regard.
Right.
Chatting with Joseph Arminio, I did a few weeks back with he's part of the Ergo team. You know, they're pushing hard to get on a lot of these exchanges because that helps to kind of solidify you as really a proof of work coin. Because at the end of the day, just like he had said, like people need to cash out in order to pay for operating cost. And
Right.
so that is part of that ease of use. You know, I hate having to like send everything to KuCoin, to convert to Bitcoin, to send it back, to cash it out. It's like,
Right.
So yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. Are you mining Flux at all, Hawk?
I am mining Flux. I have just one rig. I think it's like 450 souls on it right now.
Okay.
I'm a Flux fan, man. I really am. I really like the project and
Where's
what
your
they're
shirt?
doing.
Where's your shirt? Come on.
It's in some of my videos. Okay, I didn't get a chance to go home and change. I would have put the Flux shirt on for this one, but I had to stay here, and
It's
I still
okay.
got to stay here.
I
I got
know
to
you have
repad
it.
some cards. I have it. I have it.
I know you have it. I've seen it. I've seen it in one
I'm a
of his
Flux
videos.
fan, man.
But is there
Chump, what about you, Chump? What altcoins are you kind of keeping an eye on or hoping for?
I mean, not really keeping an eye on. Like obviously this is totally, guessing about, say Doge and Shiba coin, right?
Mhm.
There is these meme coins have such potential because, and I'm not calling anybody stupid, but it's the uneducated people that come into the crypto space and don't understand it that jump on those coins first. And
Right.
those coins
Yeah.
are the ones that I'm probably going to accumulate a massive amount just in case they move a couple decimal points. Then you're loaded. You know what I mean? Again, not financial advice. It's just the truth. I mean, we've seen it with Doge, we've seen it with Shiba. Like it happens over and over, and it just gets bigger and bigger every time. So I mean, Bitcoin pumps, everything pretty much follows, and it's I feel like it's a good play. That's why I like the mini Doge miners. Actually, do you guys know, is there a cutoff on that? Like those Doge miners, do they stop at a certain point, memory wise or anything? Because I'm not sure. I don't know.
You'd have
I
to
don't
look
know.
at that, but you'd have to look at like DAG file sizes and stuff like that. But I think you got a long time.
All right,
so
I didn't know if it was like a specific cutoff, like Ethereum Classic that everybody knows about. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean that's another thing. Like those ASICs should be able to run for a good, decent while, and that's they're relatively, pretty much cheap on electric to run. I mean, they're really not too bad for the amount of Doge and stuff like that you get. But I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Do you think? What about you, Hobbyist? Are you on like any other things, like, or thinking of anything else besides Flux and Ergo? Do you have any other coins in mind?
I mean, my head's really out. Flux, Ergo, Ethereum Classic, the Doge and Litecoin are definitely smarter plays where I'm at right now. Other than that, as I'd mentioned previously, like most of my Ethereum stuff is Ethereum to Bitcoin. I really don't have anything getting paid out in Ethereum itself. Yeah, other than that, that's really it. I mean, I got like one Starcoin miner just running over there that somebody had sent me. It's like that thing's not doing anything. Just
I have a wallet. I don't
and,
even know where it is.
And Starcoin, there isn't even a wallet out there.
No,
you gotta go. It's on the exchange. So Starcoin. I had to reach out to Panda on this because I'm like, where do you even freaking get a wallet on this? It's you actually just have it on pull-in, like on the pool, just leave it there.
Oh, it just stays there.
Yeah, it just stays there because it's like there's no like good wallets for them out there. They're all like these shady things. So it's like, all right, we'll just leave it there. We'll get it when we want it. And then I have my my handshake one running.
That's
you have yours might be on. I don't know if yours is on SIA or mine's on Handshake. Using that awesome Bob wallet. I just loaded it up. I was thinking about it.
So funny. Oh my god. When I was like, I reached out to Hobbyist, right? Because DJ sent me that ASIC. I actually sent it back to Yankee for Panda. So I set it up for him on his wallet and sent it back to Yankee. But yeah, when you told me that, I was like, what wallet do I use for this? I'm like, I cannot find it. He's like, Bob wallet. I'm like, you're shitting me. There's no way. It's called Bob wallet. It's literally called Bob wallet. And it's like a pixelated like cat. And it's like a browser extension. It's the most ridiculous wallet you've ever seen. It's so stupid. It's like
it really is.
I can't believe it exists. But I still have money on there. I haven't looked at it in a long time.
I know. I just loaded it up, letting it sync up. Got a couple hundred handshake in there. I'm like, awesome, you know. But but no, I think that's really where I'm at. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I want Ethereum's like proof of stake just to come tomorrow, so then we can get through this. Like it's more valuable for us. Now, granted, some people are like, oh no, I want to mine Ethereum as long as I can. I can make the most, blah, blah. But I feel like for the entire scene to move forward and kind of go to the next evolution of crypto mining, Ethereum needs to go to proof of stake, and then allow these other coins to break out, allow the scene to grow again. It's like, man, between the economy and Ethereum just dragging us through the mud consistently every day, every month, it's rough. Like, let's get a win here. Let's get Ethereum out of the way, and then let's see, you know, what's next for everybody.
They might not even move. Like, there was somebody I was watching a video the other day. I can't remember who at the top of my head, but they were like, guys, this may never happen. Like, they've been doing this for 5 years. How many difficulty bombs have they dropped?
Right. A few.
I mean,
a few anyways.
It feels like we're just going to go through periods of, oh, they got the difficulty bomb up, we got to do something else. Oh, they decided they don't want to do it anymore, so they dropped it. Like, they don't even know. Like, the core people for Ethereum are gone, which is probably going to devastate their project beyond belief. When, you know, and they're all at Ethereum Classic. They're building up Ethereum Classic. They're going to, you know, I just think Ethereum's lost it, man. I think if you listen to these devs talk, these guys they sound like a bunch of college kids. I've said this 100 times.
They don't know what's
like,
going on, and
everybody's clueless. Everybody's clueless. Like, who's the guy? Tim, what's his name? Tim Biko, is that his name? Yeah, Tim Biko. Like, he gives out, you know, all this stuff, and no disrespect to Tim. I'm sure he's a great guy and everything. But listen, man, like, how about everybody keeps quiet, okay, until you know for sure you're turning it on. Right. Like, enough. You're giving us all this. Oh, it's this month. It's this month. It's this month. It's this month. How about everybody just stay quiet? Stop the dev calls. Stop everything. Don't put anything out until you guys know 150% that it's going to launch on this day. Right. It's enough now. It's annoying. Like, it's really annoying. Sorry, I'm ranting a little. No, it's annoying.
It is.
I don't think they're going to commit to any dates.
They're not going to.
Moving forward. Yeah. Like, moving forward, I think they've kind of learned their lesson. Like, do not say a quarter, a date, anything. Because, like, everybody has started slapping them in the wrist, and it's just like, holy cow.
Did they say they would give us 2 weeks, or was it 2 months from when they announced it? They said they would announce like when it is, but they would give us a certain amount of time to mine until.
Well, they still have to. They still have to go through all those tests. They haven't even.
Yeah, they got to retest
next,
all that BS.
Test. Yeah, so it's like, holy cow. I mean,
that's what BBT was giving them crap about, right? He was saying like, why the hell aren't you guys testing all this stuff before, you know, you actually like throwing out all this whatever. Yeah, it was a whole bunch of nonsense. But I mean, it's still going on, and it ain't gonna stop anytime soon. It definitely sucks. Yeah. But I don't know. I think we're there, man. I think we're there. I think it's the end of this one. So we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Mining Roundtable, episode 19. I don't know if we're gonna do a special episode 20 live, hobbyist. Maybe if you're. Maybe we can get Mr.
I'm flying up to ChumpChange. Flying up to ChumpChange. We're gonna do it in person. You know.
Hey, be awesome. Be awesome. We could. It would be cool if we get Red Fox back, but I know he's still dealing with some like personal stuff. So whatever. He's. I mean, you guys have seen the videos. I'm sure he's around, right? He's healthy. He's fine. Everything's good. He's just busy. So he'll be back soon enough. But Hawk, I appreciate you stepping in for him. You're awesome. Hobbyist, thank you so much for being here.
Always.
And guys, we appreciate you all, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
Take care, guys. Thank you.